everyone. This is Pastor Josh here for your midweek message. And this Sunday we're going to talk about the woman at the well from John 4, 5 through 42, if you will. And there's a lot going on in this text. And this text brings us kind of the Great Commission, or how the fields are white for harvest. And it's the beginning, at least in the book of John, when Jesus shifts from it being the gospel is only for Jews, to where the gospel gets the Gentile inclusion. It is from this encounter that Christ, shifts and says, "Okay, it's time now to include the Gentiles in our work." And we're talking about the season of Lent and how Lent is trying to figure out why we need God, why we have either something missing or a lack or a need, and that need is fulfilled by God. And in this text, this woman has something she's struggling with. She's sleeping around, and Jesus points it out. And he points it out gently. He doesn't set her on fire or throw stones at her. He just makes a statement about which husband she's going to go get. And it highlights the woman's need for redemption, because she's living in such a way that she's outside the community. She's living in such a way that she is having to get her water at noon, at the hottest part of the day, because most women collected their water early in the morning because it wasn't that hot. But she's doing it because she's on the outside. She's not part of the community, because what she's doing, her behavior, is it's not right. And so the women are treating her thus. And I think it's important because whenever we realize that we need Christ, because Christ's teachings are in essence a way to bring community to the world. That our nature, that what we want to do is just to take. And that taking breaks down the unity in the world. And that is really kind of the essence of, if you would call sin. It's not wrong in itself. It's wrong because it breaks down the bonds of unity. When you kill somebody, you can't be unified with them anymore. When you steal from someone, there's no collective common good at that point. You're taking from someone. And so there is this, and that's the idea of the instructions to be charitable, to care for your brother and sister, to be a goel, to be a kinsman redeemer. That's the story of Ruth, and of the story of Joel and Job, and all of them. All the prophets are trying to bring people back into communion with God, and to build the unity amongst the people and with God. And we struggle with that because we want to be connected, but we want to be independent. We want to be able to do what we want to do, and we want to be able to have all the benefits of community. And so, and it's like government, we want our roads plowed, and we want public schools, but we don't want to pay taxes. And so you go, we can't have both. You've got to, if you want these things, you've got to pay some taxes. And I'm not going to get off on the political thing, but I there is common truth in that. If everyone said your taxes could be zero, everyone would go, that's a great idea. I don't want taxes. But at the same time, there's some services that were like, well, hey, we need this. And it's the same in principle idea of what Jesus is saying. Jesus is trying to bring unity to the world, to have people care about one another, to love your neighbor as yourself, to go the extra mile. This is the idea behind it. And it is so opposite to our nature. Left to our own devices, those two forces that we talked about, the image of God we are created in, and this sinful, selfish nature we have, they butt up against one another, and we will end up undoing all the good that we would ever do. And so, in order for I think there to be progress in the world, is that we have to feed that divine nature of God, and that nature brings about unity. And so that's what we're going to talk about on Sunday. A little bit more, a little bit less. But I hope that helps, and I hope to see you on Sunday. God bless.